John Ray.
John Ray.
John Ray.
John Ray.
John Ray Birkner.
Growing up, the family motto consisted of 3 words: family, family, family. For a long time, it seemed like an inside thing with no clear meaning. A beloved phrase from a speech, an inside joke. I had no idea that those 3 words led back to the man who'd been and continues to be the glue of our family. A man who was a son, a brother, a friend, a husband, a father, and eventually, granddad. The base of our family and a pillar of his community, John Ray Birkner.
Wow. Describing my father.
As everybody says, their dad's always the greatest dad, and I had the greatest dad in the world. He was awesome.
The kind of man who would give you the shirt off his back in any circumstance.
My name is Julie Haley Birkner.
I am Jennifer Ann Hathaway.
Philip Hathaway.
My name is Jan Cook.
Jack Birkner.
You know, if you ask me, did he have any flaws? Yes. Do we all have flaws? Yes. And did I learn from his flaws? Yes.
Well, I started to say perfect, but of course he wasn't really perfect. But he was good to everybody, helped everyone that he possibly could help in any way. He dedicated his life to making people feel better and helping them live better lives.
He's the guy that I always wanted to be, never going to make it. Giving of his time, generous with everything he had. He was the guy.
My dad was a very hands-on kind of father, and so he was involved in what I was doing at school and all my extracurricular activities like softball and piano lessons and all of that.
Did a lot of projects around his house in his garage. Did a lot of hunting together. So all my weekends were spent with John.
He sat out there and taught me how to play sports continuously, never really saying I was doing anything wrong unless I did something wrong, and then he never said it in the moment. He just kind of coached afterwards. He was my best friend.
He was working at a bank, and there had been some change in the leadership, and he was just ready. He was looking for his next thing.
He got let go by University National Bank in College Station. They were doing some downsizing. And for about 3 weeks, he was putting resumes out there, and he ended up getting an offer at Huntsville National Bank to be a vice president there, and he took that job. And that's how he initially got there.
And it was right around the time Aunt Jennifer was going to be going off to college, and so it just felt like a good change. And he was there the whole time Jennifer was in college, and then when Jack was in college, and so it was really nice that he was there, available for them.
He later took a job as Huntsville Memorial's head physical therapist, and so he had those 2 jobs that he was getting paid for, and then he got involved with everything else as normal.
Of course, everything in Huntsville is connected with Sam Houston, and he started the Sam Houston Folklife Festival. You know, Sam Houston's house was already there. The grounds were already there.
He had my fraternity working overtime as security and parking and this, that, and the other because he needed volunteers. But he did that. He was in Rotary. He helped start the Texas State Prison Museum there. He really did it all. There's a big old statue outside of Huntsville and he was a big part of, making that happen on the map. So Dad was passionate about everything he got into, because again, I mean, he thought about giving back to the community was as precious as giving back to yourself.
He got to a point where driving back and forth to Huntsville every day was just a little too much. So he retired, came home, and did a few little odd jobs for friends around. But he didn't take on any more huge projects.
As he got older, he got quieter. And I interpreted that to be that he was more introspective.
He developed dementia, led to early set Alzheimer's, and that was, pretty tough on the family.
For a good while, you just think, oh, it's just not they're not paying attention, or didn't I tell you that, or just those human excuses.
But it was so devastating to see him forget people. People's name is one thing, but to forget people, and then the time you would go in there and he didn't know who you are, that was really tough.